Welcome to the series of lectures on zoology. So, we shall be taking the studies of Platyhelminthes. The Platyhelminthes, which are the flatworms and triploblastic in nature, are usually parasitic in nature, and we find them in the intestines of different animals. Besides intestines, they may lodge the lungs, the liver, the brain, either in their adult stage or their larval stage. So, we have under Platyhelminthes, we have different classes like Trematoda, Cestoda, wherein we find these two are the flatworms, and the Trematoda, which are leaf-like, small, while as the Cestoda, which are segmented and large. In Trematoda, we have monogenia and digenia. So, we have two subclasses, monogenia and digenia. Under monogenia come such type of the trematodes which are found generally externally are the ectoparasites in different fishes, or sometimes in amphibians and reptiles, while as the digenetic trematodes are the internal parasites. These monogenia remain attached to the animals, either at mouth or the gills or other sides, with the help of their hooks. And the digenia, which are found in the intestines, and they have the suckers, well-developed suckers. If we take the digenetic trematode, we see that it is having at the anterior end a pore-like structure, and surrounding this pore you will find a circular sucker, which is very much muscular in origin. With the help of this sucker, they remain attached to the substratum, which is generally the mucosal membrane of different parts of the organs. And we find it is because of this hole we call them as trematoda. Trema means a hole. Trematoda, the hole-bearing animals. We are not having any type of mouth or the digestive organ in case of the Cestoda, while as we find in these trematoda there is a digestive system which was starting with the mouth and then leads into pharynx, and then it bifurcates into intestinal saci. These intestinal saci may be simple or may be branched, but there is no anal aperture. So, they feed on the pre-digested food of the animals and may suck the food from the tissues of the animals. One such parasite, for example, we take a sheep parasite. If there is a cirrhosis in the liver of the sheep, a blackening spots, if we put this in some water, a tray of water, you will find that small, flat, leaf-like structures will come out of these sore parts of this liver, and these are actually the trematodes, which are known as fasciola hepatica. These fasciola hepatica lodge the bile ducts generally, and some of these herbivores, and sometimes these are even found in the liver of man. As I told you that they are having the oral sucker, then they are having another sucker in the middle that is known as the acetabulum. And then we are having the hermaphroditic reproductive organs in them, which comprise of testes, again branched at the ovaries, and then there are two branched testes and then the ovaries. And we have the gonopore, which through which, and then there is the uterus. This is again branched uterus, which contains the eggs. So we are having the hermaphroditic setup of reproductive organs in these digenetic trematodes. And after they produce eggs, these eggs are passed through the bile ducts into our intestines, into the intestines of these herbivores or the man, and along with the feces they come out to the substratum or to the nature. These are developed into small larvae known as the miracidium in water. These miracidia, they swim in water, and then these may come in contact with the what we call as the snails. These snails, Planarpis or Pulinus, once they come in contact with them, they enter their body and then develop into sporocysts. These sporocysts, inside they have the germinating layer, goes on producing many types of sporocysts again, daughter sporocysts. These daughter sporocysts come out and they develop into rhedia. First stage of rhedia and then second stage of rhedia. These rhedia become ultimately these the hundreds and thousands of rhedia which develop inside the snail. They develop ultimately into cercaria. This cercaria develops the tail. This cercaria, which is a miniature of the adult worm, has a tail, and this comes out of this snail, swims in water with the help of its tail, and ultimately settles down on grass. So while reaching the grass, it sheds its tail, develops a cyst, and this is known as the metacercaria. This metacercaria, having inside the miniature of this trematode, Fasciola hepatica, sheds the tail and develops a cyst wall. Once the animal comes in contact with such grass, it takes the grass along with these cysts. These cysts reach its intestines again, and they hatch out, they come out, the cyst wall is broken, and these penetrate again through they may come through the ducts and may reach the liver, or they may penetrate the duodenum, and ultimately they lodge into the liver, reaching the bile ducts, live there, they then become the adults in these animals. Then after becoming adults, they start shedding the eggs again. So this way the life cycle gets completed, and hundreds and thousands of such trematodes may be found in a single liver of sheep or man. So these may cause different types of diseases while they are in the liver. Sometimes they may go that hepatitis, and it is accompanied by cirrhosis of the liver, even because they cause the toxic effects on the tissues of the liver, and the rotting of the tissues is there. While in case of herbivores, we see that such type of livers cannot be devoured by man, or man can take by mistake such types of the livers, and which are toxic in nature. This is about life cycle and morphology, pathogenicity of this Fasciola hepatica. Now, if we take another such worm, which is found solely in the intestines of man, known as Fasciolopsis buscae. This fasciola, we have seen the Fasciola hepatica is just oval in shape, and it is having a cone in the anterior end. Similarly, we are having the Fasciolopsis buscae, which is again cone leaf-like in shaped, and again having a cone at the anterior end, but it is much larger than Fasciola hepatica and is thick in nature. This Fasciolopsis buscae remains, this lives in the intestines of man, attaching itself with the help of the suckers. And these are found in large numbers, sometimes in hundreds, in the intestines of the man. So these, when they are similarly, they are having large number of testes, ovaries, branched, and they go on producing the eggs, then mature. These eggs are passed to the outside along with the feces. These are taken again once they come out with the feces. These enter, they become the small larvae. Once they enter, they develop into sporocystis, and then daughter sporocystis, and then these daughter sporocystis go on producing the redia and the daughter redia. From these, we see from miracidium, which hatches out from egg. When egg hatches out, they develop small larvae-like structures known as the miracidia, which develop the cilia. With the help of cilia, they swim in water, and ultimately they reach the snails. And in the body of the snails, when they enter the body of the snails, they become sporocysts. The sporocysts then they have the germinal layer inside, and they give rise to the daughter sporocysts. These give rise to the redia, the first stage redia and the second stage redia. And these redia come out in the form of cercaria. So these cercaria, they are having the tail. With the help of this tail, they swim in water and ultimately settle down on grass or generally on the chestnut. So this chestnut becomes infested with these cercaria. Large number of cercaria are found on this chestnut. The man gets its infection once he takes the chestnut, peels it off, and develops. This is known as nut of trapa or chestnut. Once a man eats it, and these come out, these cercaria come out. So they go through the digestive system, through our mouth, into the digestive system. Ultimately, they reach the small intestines, where they lodge themselves. They lodge themselves in the small intestines and develop, if there is large numbers, they may cause trouble to the man. The pathogenicity of this is sometimes severe. They may cause abdominal pain, they may cause vomiting, or they also cause diarrhea at times. And irritation of these intestines is always there. So we have seen two types of these trematodes today. One is Fasciola hepatica, and the second one is the Fasciolopsis buscae. Fasciola hepatica is found generally in our herbivores like sheep, goat, and other animals, while as this Fasciolopsis buscae is found in the intestines of the man. These, although they are small creatures, small leaf-like parasites, lodging different organs, but at times when they are in large numbers, they may cause toxic effects to their host. And in other terms, they may cause other diseases also, like the abdominal pain, like irritation, and then diarrhea or vomiting in case of man. Trematodes are small, leaf-like animals, leaf-like parasites, which lodge different organs of man and other animals. And the monogenetic trematodes live externally, they are ectoparasites, while as digenetic trematodes, they live inside the organs of man and other animals. They are having the intermediate hosts, the generally the belonging to these limnia, bulinus, and then the second host is what we call as the grass, and because they settle down on the grass or other water plants like chestnut, while a human being or the animal takes this infested chestnut, gets the infection of these trematodes, and our systems develop into adults and go on producing the eggs and producing the toxic effects in the animals and the man. So we come to the conclusion of today's topic. Thank you very much.